It's only been a few hours since I finished watching writer-director Aaron Sorkin's new film, Being the Ricardos, and I've got to admit that I was genuinely surprised by many of the revelations in the movie. You see, I thought I knew this story even before watching the flick, but it turns out that Aaron Sorkin has a surprise or two in store, and nothing was more surprising to me than the relationship between Lucy and another principal cast member. So who am I talking about? Well, give me a couple of minutes and I'll explain everything, but first let me introduce myself. Hi folks, my name is Dave Sundstrom, and I like to think of myself as something of a pop culture historian, especially when it comes to music, movies, and television. Simply put, I love talking about this stuff. So with that said, let's get rolling. Being the Ricardos is a 2021 film written and directed by Aaron Sorkin about the tumultuous relationship between Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, the stars of the classic TV show I Love Lucy. Nicole Kidman and Javier Bardem star as Ball and Arnaz, and J.K. Simmons and Nina Arianda star as William Frawley and Vivian Vance, the actors who played the Ricardos' neighbors, Fred and Ethel Mertz. You know, there is an awful lot to unpack in this movie, which was originally set to star Cate Blanchett as Lucille Ball. When Cate dropped out of the project, Nicole Kidman was brought on board, and many fans of the show, well, they were not that thrilled. However, when Lucy's daughter, Lucy Arnaz, offered up her support for the decision, I think that most of us who are fans of the show realized that these characters were in good hands and would be treated with the care and respect that they were due. Nicole Kidman is great as Lucy, and so is Javier Bardem as Desi Arnaz. What is clear throughout the movie is that these two people love each other very much. And yes, they have their flaws. Some of them are critical flaws that will change the course of their entire lives. But nevertheless, it is clear that these two people were meant to fall in love. The movie itself bounces all over the place in terms of a timeline, but it does focus on one specific week during the making of I Love Lucy. It was a week when the star was facing scrutiny for her alleged involvement with the Communist Party. I'm not going to say any more than that because fans of the classic TV show, well, they kind of already know this stuff. So what is this stunning revelation to an old fan of the show like myself who thought he knew everything? Well, it has to do with Lucy's relationship with her co-stars Vivian Vance and Bill Frawley. I think the movie covers Lucy's friendship with Vivian Vance very well. The actress who played Ethel felt bad that her character was married to a much older man, and it seemed like everyone involved with the show wanted her to look decidedly less beautiful than Lucy. That stuff is covered well here, and handled exactly the way that I would have hoped. Neither character is condemned for how they feel. But it was Lucy's relationship with William Frawley that caught me a bit by surprise. Yes, I knew that they'd been friendly, but I was not aware that they had a friendship as deep as is depicted in Being the Ricardos. In this movie, Bill is not only a friend, but a confidant and a wise voice of reason during moments of chaos on the set. Yep, he's still a curmudgeonly grump, but he's much, much more. So much so that in the movie it's clear Lucy truly values his counsel. Over the years, actor J.K. Simmons has really turned into a favorite of mine. Well, unless he's playing J. Jonah Jameson. Come on, man, give Spidey a break. Now, I don't know how much of all of this is true or artistic license on the part of Aaron Sorkin, but I've got to say, I liked it. Especially the dynamics of that relationship between Bill Frawley and Lucille Ball. The first 30 minutes of this movie are a bit slow, but overall, this film is great and definitely worth a watch, especially if you're a fan of the good stuff. You know, nostalgic television from decades gone by. Overall, I'm giving the movie 3 out of 4 stars. It's not without its flaws. Truthfully, I would have appreciated it if the language had been toned down a bit. But maybe that's really how they talked back then. Who's to say? It's just not how I talk. Yep, the performances are really wonderful across the board, and when the movie is over, I promise you that you will still love Lucy. Alright, now it's your turn. Please feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section. And while you're at it, I'd love a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and I would be honored if you would consider subscribing to my channel. I talk about music, movies, and mostly TV from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. You know, the good stuff. But most importantly, and as always, thank you so much for watching.